today we're going to do Coffee and Tarot live. I am going to I'm taking a break from doing like live readings, like full-on personal readings that are live, for whatever duration I feel is necessary. I'm getting guided too, and I'm focusing more to do my lives over on TikTok and things like that. So, but I thought I would go ahead and come on and do a coffee and tarot. Although today I have lemon water. Okay, so here we go. I'm feeling lighthearted, like lightheartedness. So let's see. And I'm getting the sense like somebody's coming in. I feel like this reading is going to have something to do with, oh, you know what? Did I not? Is it doing it? Is it letting you? There you go. Hey, Shruti, how are you? I was like, did I like not let you all chat? So today we're doing Coffee and Tarot live. So this is not personal readings. We're just going to do the Coffee and Tarot. But I thought y'all might want to see my face because it's been a hot minute. So, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I got to get into, I'm already feeling stuff. Like I am getting like this burning, excited sensation. You know that when you get excited but you're nervous, but you're just like, you know how your gut can feel a little like, but it's not my gut, it's like right here. Solar plexus, they just said. Okay. Duh. Oh my god, I have a massive bug staring at me outside. That creature is not, what the, hold on guys. Oh my god, what is this? It's an alien. He is literally, he wasn't there. I swear, I've been looking out the window this entire time. He's not been there. He just come up like, bitch, what? What? Is we talking to spirit? Here we go. He got big antennas. He's got big legs like this. He looks like he ain't a cricket. He almost looks like he'd be a grasshopper, but he ain't grasshopper because them is not the legs for a grasshopper. And that's not the face. So I'm almost like, that's not a praying mantis. Hold on here, I'm about to go out. We're about to find out what this shit is. Sorry. What the actual... What is this shit? Is he like... I feel like this is one of those beetles that's like this huge. Oh my god. It's a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Let's get back to... Okay. You know the kind of exciting where you feel a slight burn sensation right here? I know we've been talking like it's go time, it's da-da-da-da, things like that. There's a person. I can sense this, I feel it, I see it. It's almost like there's a person. There is... I think we've had a reading like this before. I don't know which way this is going to go. I am feeling to pull the Tarot of Magic. I don't know, where's the... Okay. Why does it keep disappearing? Girl, I ain't showing nothing. That thing's like, what the... He's weird. Okay, so... I gotta quit. All right, we're gonna do this. All right, focus, Shauna. Okay, so they're giving me this image of a person that, okay, this is what it feels like. It feels like it's a brand new person. This person approaches you and says something, and I want to say whatever it is that they say elicits this excitement, this fear and excitement at the exact same time, and you feel like, I want to say, oh shit, is basically what it is. Like I cannot. I keep wanting to like be like. So here's the thing. I'm going like, I feel like there's like this person is, I want to say that they're giving you an offer, or like they're like suggesting something, or they're like, ooh, blah, 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 you know, like this is like a proposition. There we go, bitches. I got it. Eventually I got it, right? It's like a proposition, which could be all kinds of things, right? Like it could be a love interest, it could be work, it could be networking. It's like, hey, why don't we whatever kind of thing. But I literally feel, and what they're showing me is, as soon as this person says something, I feel like your solar plexus, like it's just like your heart lights up and it flutters, but your solar plexus then suddenly just goosh. There's something with that. Why is the solar plexus like burning? Why is it burning as soon as they do this? As soon as they do this, okay. Yeah, okay. We're not starting. We are starting. I lied. Okay, we're starting with, but here's the thing. This isn't all love. This isn't all love. This is not what I'm feeling. It's not all love. So here we go. All right. So I am doing some of these lives from my phone, so I don't have to be at the mercy of my freaking computer, right? And it took me some time. Like, they wanted me to do so many different things on YouTube before they let me do that. Whatever. So there you go. But I'm still learning it, because like when I came live, it goes, if you would like to, you know, record in landscape mode, just tilt your phone. Well, that's what I did with those other videos, and then they put that shit back in. I was like, look, you. And then I studied up on it, and then I tried to do it again, and it still screwed it up again, even though it looked like it was recording in the correct way. So YouTube needs to fix that shit. All right. All right, let's see here. I mean, like, it's like, I feel like it's radiating through my chest. It's radiating through my chest, wherever it is. Okay. Now I'm getting lightheaded. Whatever this is, like, this proposition is going to be fruitful one way or another. Okay? Like, there's something behind it. Like, even if you're like, I'm not really quite certain, or I'm not sold on that, I'm not really into that right at this point in time, it feels like to me, because we're, okay, first thing, we got King of Chalices, right? King of Chalices, King Cups. Okay, so he doesn't just give his offer to just anybody. I'm sorry, my son just texted me. He's mad because his dad sent me a message and said, hey, what does he need for school, right? And I was like, shoes. Because this little boy be getting out shoes every 3 months, and they stink. I don't know how little teenage boys do this, but they, oh my God. And he's all like wanting sweatpants. Well, that might be why things stink, okay? Because it's 90 degrees outside. You don't need to be wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts. So now he just sent me a text and said, why'd you tell my dad I needed shoes? Because you do, little heifer. Okay, anyways, I digress. I got, ADD. King of Chalices, right? So he doesn't just offer his cup to anybody. So there's a, like, I don't want to say discernment. There's a lot of thought into this proposition, and there a lot of intention, and they really mean it. Like, they're sincere with what they're proposing to you, whatever this is, and it has a lot of goodies in it that at first glance you may not see, and it's like going to be really beneficial. It's going to be very fruitful for you. And you're going to like it, because of all the times that you take your chance on different things, and you try to do something and it's not very fruitful, right? Like, it doesn't pour into your cup, it almost depletes your cup. This is the kind of scenario where I don't feel like your cup is being poured out at all. Someone's pouring into you. Like, whatever this proposition is will pour into your cup, and it's I think that might be also what, because it's like, you might distrust this a little bit. Because in the world of reciprocity, equal give and take, you almost don't trust where you don't have to exert so much from the get-go in order to receive from this. It's almost like, I feel like you're like, I won't take anything unless it pours into my cup. But then, I don't know why I'm doing that backwards. But then when something presents itself to pour it into your cup, you're almost like, what the fuck? Like, you are so used to, even in situations, okay, god dang, why won't they let me move on from this? You have had so many scenarios where something looked like, oh, it'll pour into my cup. But before it did, honey, you had to empty your shit out, or damn near close. And you're just like, I am tired of this shit. Okay, you know what I mean? And so when you don't even have to, like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna, and it just starts pouring. It's like a windfall. It's like a downpour of stuff coming into you. You have an energy of, it's the whole, I've been asking for this, and now it's happening, and I don't fucking get it. I feel somebody questioning, like, okay, how come I couldn't have had it before? Why couldn't I had it before? If it was this easy, why couldn't I have had it before? Okay. The point of this is to balance you out. We got the Temperance card, which means you have already exerted for this. This is like reciprocity. This is for past efforts. You know, sometimes we hear that from people and we're like, you're going to give you something for past efforts. So you start thinking through your head, what have I done that I'm still owed for? And, you know, like we can come up with all scenarios. And we don't think that it's just in general in life. Like it's time for me to just receive because it is. And that's what this is, temperance. It is the balancing of scales. It is balancing of the energies. It is the balancing of debt. All right, can we move forward? Let's get to the nitty-gritty of this shit. Okay, I can't be any more clear. You're going to be up in your head about this. We got the Eight of Swords. This is self-imposed entrapment. Because you're so used to this bullshit back here that you're like, you're almost looking back like, where's it at? Where's the shoe that's going to fall? Like, I feel like some shit's going to happen, right? And it's only slowing this process down because you're like that. Okay. You're looking for negative things that aren't going to come. They can't get any clearer. Okay, that's why they had me like beat it with a dead horse. Okay, beat it like, okay, whatever. So we have here the Queen of Wands, right? Because you're in the energy of receiving. This is time to receive. You just, oh my God. Sorry, everybody. Why? Nobody ever talks to me. I don't have a lot of friends, guys, okay? But they want to text as soon as I try to go live on my phone. Are you kidding me? Queen of Wands. She receives. She sits back. She enjoys. It's almost like this sense of luxury and enjoyment with what's occurring. But you, in your damn fucking head, you're preventing yourself from enjoying this. Like, what is coming in, you need to allow yourself to enjoy. This is the whole point. I feel like I've said this in a previous reading. There's something that's meant to happen that puts you in that childlike wonder, play, joy, contentment. It's supposed to tip off thing so that you can have this, like, consistent and continuous flow. Like it's meant to put you in an energy, and here you is in this, not letting it. Now, this is gonna stop it. You need to let it balance you out. whatever's whatever's coming, whatever proposition is about to happen, honey, it is meant to just make you feel good. But I feel like you're skipping and hopping and jumping 10 or 11, 12 steps ahead going, but what if this happens now? And what if this happens now? And what if that, da, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And so you're not staying in the moment. You're not being present to enjoy everything, okay? Because this is what happens. Here's the thing. We've got the Queen of Wands, right? Very feminine energy. Of all of the feminine energies, she is the one that sits the fuck down and waits for that shit to come. Now, I'm not saying that you're not doing shit in your life and you're not, like, whatever. But she never chases. And sometimes that's what we're doing mentally. When we are consistently thinking about, okay, but what about this? And in a month, if this happens, and if I enjoy myself now, but as soon as this is done, I've got to do this. And it's like you are chasing goals. You're chasing chores. You're chasing tasks to do. You're chasing the chaos, really. Like, just stop. Just stop. Like, whatever you do in this needs to just be about this, okay? Like, I don't care if you have a final exam that will make you be, like, if you pass it, you're a doctor now. Like, and that's really hard to say, right? But whatever this is, like, you can't be stepping a month, 2 months, 2 weeks for as soon as I get home, what is this? Or what, as soon as I get home. I don't know why I said that. We shall see. Queen of Wands, she just receives because she's in that belief that she deserves. Now, you've been saying it, right? And you've been trying to get your energy there. But again, we always talk about what you ask for. As soon as it arrives, how you going to behave? How you going to behave? You ready to receive, huh? Oh, you deserve luxury. This is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing someone, like, repeating those things like mantras to themselves. Like, I deserve this. And I get lavished with this, and I get, whatever. And as soon as it happens, right? Okay? So here this is. This is you. I don't care what you got in your pants. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing, okay? Generate nothing. We're talking about the energy. You're meant to sit in your feminine energy. You're meant to enjoy and feel luxury with something. I don't care if this is a camping trip. It is literally like, well, then shush the mind and enjoy the fact that you have the peace and quiet that you've been asking for away from your children for whatever. You know what I mean? Like think of any scenario. This is what enjoy the freaking moment because it's coming towards you. You don't have to act towards it. You don't have to do anything for this. She's in the receiving, the masculine, whichever. This is the same MFer. This is the same person is going to pour into you. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, at some point I'll have to, okay, well, if at some point you will have to be in your masculine energy, then deal with that when that moment comes. Right now, when this happens, you're meant to be in your feminine energy. Okay, so alrighty. Madame Adora's fortune telling cards. He's still looking at me. I might go outside and take a picture and post it. Fast. Honor and good luck, strength and wisdom. Okay. No more of that. Why? Why is that coming out? Okay, we're going to do the Archangel Tarot. Oh, they're asking you to be wise about this. Almost as if you don't enjoy this moment, there's something about that. Okay. Don't make a motherfucker that comes and gives you a proposition to think that, oh, they made the wrong decision. Because you can't be in the moment present giving your all to whatever this is, okay? Or because you hesitate. Don't give them reason to think and believe that suddenly they made the wrong decision. Be wise. Don't talk yourself out of shit. Don't talk yourself out of this. Don't talk yourself out of this. Strength and wisdom. It's almost like all those lessons that you went through, right? Chris Reck from Menopond says this all the time, and I like this. He's like, what? And I think he got it from somewhere else, but I don't know where he got it from. He always says, why would you waste a lesson? So you went through all of this stuff to learn that you deserve this, and then as soon as it shows up and you start believing and really, owning that you deserve a different energy in your life and to receive, and as soon as you receive, you fucking buck and run because it's uncomfortable, right? Because you're up in your head because you've never experienced this before. Like, all you went through to get to the place to where you can receive, and you're just going to ruin it? Like, you're just gonna waste it? Strength and wisdom. Be smart about this. Honor as in you are worthy of receiving this. Good luck. What appears to be good luck. Okay. It didn't flip, guys. It didn't flip. You didn't. I hope y'all saw that. Nothing flipped, but this was facing up. The star card. Make positive, optimistic long-term plans, on the right path, and happy times. This is almost like being guided to this. Like, this is literally like, okay, this is usually on the star card, there's like, the alchemy and things like that. To me, this is feeling like following your North Star, following your truth, your compass. It's almost like spirit guiding you to this. This is like spirit led. Foot. So the reason why you're, okay, first and foremost, we've got unity here, which is the Hierophant, but what I'm getting from the Hierophant on this particular one is that this is more in alignment with you than what you really realize, okay? That this is actually in harmony with you and with what you seek and what you desire. And that's the reason why I think that it's a hidden thing. Remember I told you in the beginning, it feels like you're not really, this is like before shit fell out. I was like, it feels like you're a little hesitant because you feel like, I don't know if this is really actually for, like, you're not convinced. You're like, I don't get, And so unity in this, the Hierophant is, yeah, it's something that's in alignment with you because it talks about like-minded friends, like-minded organizations, like-minded mentors. Okay, I got it. It gives you the opportunity. The whole point of the Hierophant, and the reason why he is depicted as a lot of these religious leaders and things like that, is because it's a masculine energy, and it is taking what you know as the High Priestess, the inner knowing, and making it, it's like as within, so without. My truth, what is right and true for me, my beliefs, and then creating a life external to me, setting up my life in a structure to reflect what is right and true for me, okay? My truth, my beliefs. That's why we always usually have a religious figure on most of the decks, the original decks for tarot, is because any particular religion is really just an attempt to bring structure to one's life to reflect that which they truly believe. That was the attempt. That was the purpose. Anytime a religion is created, right? That's what the Hierophant does. He brings to life that the High Priestess is as within, and he makes it manifest external to him. So this is going to bring in a life that's more reflective of what is right and true for you and how you like to live and who you really are internally. And I want to say that for some of you, this also is like getting into a completely different environment. Getting into a completely different environment that, well, let's just say it. Here, we've got this. We've got the 5 of Water and the 4 of Earth. This hesitancy is because it's not exactly what you thought. So when the proposition comes in, it's like, well, I had it pictured like this, and like this, and like this. And I thought it was going to go like this. And I don't know. Whether it's a person because of romance, you thought, Oh, somebody like me, they're going to do tarot also. But they don't. They rap. What? I like to go out in nature. I like to moonbathe. They're in bed by 8 o'clock. What the fuck? I don't know. You know, or it's a job where you're going, again, we've had readings like this. Somebody coming in offering you something that you haven't done yet, and you're like, Mom, I thought that I was going to like elevate in steps and increments. Like, you know, and so you don't see it. You don't see it right away. It makes you exciting. It's exciting. When it first comes in, don't get me wrong, you're fucking excited, but you're like, what the fuck? So you're hesitant because it's not exactly, see, 5 of Cups is, and what it says, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, or not seeing the positive in a situation, right? But what I get from this is it doesn't look like what you thought it would. It's not exactly what you had, but have you ever thought, like, I don't think you can see how this would be a stepping stone, or how this can evolve, or how it's going to play out, right? Somebody might show up at your door and be all like Rico Suave and getting you, you know what I mean? Like, you're just like, and like all your juices are going, right? But let me tell you what, the last 5 MFers, your juices was going for them too, really fast, and things moved fast. And you're like, but you're not for me. So you have it all playing in your head. You know what it's going to be like? We're going to be friends first. Really get to know each other. I'll be able to be this independent bitch, and I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And then the person, you know what I mean? So, you know, and then just like one day, magically, when we're out hanging, we, you know, we lock eyes, and it just happens. You know, you got it like this. Little did you know that the dude you meet tomorrow night that you hook up with awfully fast because it is hot and heavy is wham bam, thank you ma'am, exactly what you've been asking for. But you're in your head going, okay, but I thought that was like my problem before, and I was like, I'm gonna like not follow that. I'm not gonna do it. And so I committed to myself that I would not date a hookup. Oh, right? This is where discernment comes in, guys. If we're going to pull that shit, then we're back in the same energy that we were before. That's why they're like, don't backslide, bitch. Don't backslide, okay? Because the problem here is you're going back to the checklist. This cookie cutter, if it looks like this, it means it's this. Bitch, we got out of that fucking program. We got out of the programming for a fucking reason. Right? Because there is no set way something looks that is in alignment with us. Right? It's a fucking energy. It's in the moment. If you if you don't commit, you must. Anywho. So this is like this is a because you're trying to create a life. You feel like it's supposed to look a certain way because you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what it's going to happen like this. I'm also getting for somebody who feels like it's like who's trying to create a spiritual career, and they think it has to be one of the core spiritual things, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do Reiki, or I'm going to do Bach flower essences, or I'm going to do, you know, like tarot, or I am a psychic medium. And it's like, suddenly they're like they're in corporate world creating a new paradigm of how a company operates, because guess what? They're pulling in their spiritual gifts to help remold and reset up a new society, right? Age of Aquarius, shit's changing. The way that our money systems are going to be working are going to changing. The way that we do business all together in our life, how finances are going to play a factor, how we do goods and barter, all of that has to fucking change, right? Everything's got to fucking change. Not everybody can be, like, I'm going to put tarot card. I'm making fun of myself. Okay? It's like you just didn't see it. You didn't see it. So whether this is love, whether this is, whatever this is, it's a proposition. You don't get it right away. It's exciting. You're like, but it's a little fearful, right? Because maybe you don't trust the fact that it excites you. And you're thinking, okay, maybe, I don't know, this doesn't look anything like but I really like it. I'm really attracted to it, but it doesn't look anything like, oh, where are we at? This back and forth bullshit. 8 of Swords. Back and forth bullshit. Getting trapped up in your mind. Feeling like, gosh, yeah, like whatever this is, it's almost that sounds too good to be true type of situation. A little bit sounds too good to be true. Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap of things have to be like this equals this. It's either this or that. Don't fall into the either or fallacy. This and that can be true. Let's just remind you of that. And so, yeah, it's not exactly what you thought. You're holding back. I think I might do another coffee and tarot after this because this is really, this also feels very imminent. I got to be honest with you. Whatever this energy is, it feels very imminent. And I was really hoping to get away from it. Okay. Nope. They said Kipper. I'd like to know why we keep rehashing this. It's always like a variation of it. It's never exactly the same, but it's like a variation. Thank you, Peter. Hi. July T. I almost called you Julie. So, let's get some specifics then. Let's see what the fuck's and when and why is this keep repeating? Like what? Well. Okay. So we got official person. The person that's going to come in and present something to you. That's going to proposition you. I know there's a masculine on here. It doesn't fucking matter. This person's going to put a proposition to you. But they will be in a very masculine presenting energy is what I want to say. Where it almost feels like it's about to storm here, guys. Hey, Kelsey. So, like, if this is a traditionally, like, feminine presenting, whatever it is, individual, they're in their assertiveness. They are, like, in their badass energy. Not playing around. This has got to be a thing, guys, okay? I know that this is a long coffee and tarot. It's because I'm live and we get to just do whatever we want, right? So, here's the deal. I have had this means something. People are going to want access to whatever it is that you're about to get. If it's a person in a relationship, they're going to want access to it. If it is a job, they're going to want access to it. If it is a lucky break and finding a new place, they want access to it. If it is, someone invites you to go to some kind of networking event or to go to the movies, or you know what I mean, like that kind of thing. Like a new group of friends and you get introduced to it. Yeah, the friends, they're gonna want access to it. When I started this read, I saw the weirdest fucking crazy ass alien looking insect. He's now moved around and I still cannot fucking tell you what this motherfucker is. He looks like he's the start to one of those branch ones, not a whatever. Anyways, and now that the storm is rolling in, I have probably 7 different insects, all different species. They're different. They're all like coming at my fucking window, guys. Like they're trying to get in. So, this is another reading. Oh my God, there was something about like not going back to save somebody. Like you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna get something, and you're not meant. Either someone's gonna want access to it. People that are gonna, and insects, like, while they can be great symbols and stuff like that, bitch, a lot of those motherfuckers are nuisances, and they drain your energy. They bite you. You know what I'm saying? Like no. I have a window there for a reason. They're not meant to be in here. But somehow they're going to think that they can encroach on whatever this is. Or they may feel entitled to it. Or they may want you to bring them along. Or, you know, they want you to be out in the storm with them. So here's the thing. Something is going to be very official. There's this, like, this card is also, it's happening. Like, it is so kind of a situation. Like this is a scenario where you don't have any control over this. So it's one of those things where you can be like, I don't want this spirit. Like, if you're listening to my read right now, bitch, who cares? Spirit's bringing it in anyways. You get to make a decision when it's presented. But it's happening one way or the other, like whether you like it or not. The official person is the kind of like situation where you don't got no control in this. Right? Like you, if you want it to speed up, you'd be like, Spirit, what do I gotta do to make this come? Sorry, honey. Nothing that you can do, right? You can't bring anything in, you know, that kind of thing. It is getting bad out there. Okay. It's also like it's already in the works. Like it's already in the pike, whatever this is. So if Spirit had a hand in like making shit happen, and you're all like, where's it at? Fucking wait, because it's in the pike. It's already happening. Meaning the person you're supposed to meet has either come across you, you come on their radar, and so they're talking to other people about you, or the event that you're meant to go to is in development, and the person is like, hey, you want to, you know what I mean? Like, things are already fucking happening. Like, it's already, like, shit's about to happen. It's about to happen. I hope I'm wrapping up those old reads, because official person, it's happening whether you like it or not. Okay, it's also the person that has the authority to bring this in for you. Okay. Courthouse. This is the point where you are a little bit like, you're going to weigh up the pros and cons of this. You're going to weigh up the pros and cons of whatever this is. I can't make this shit up. Didn't I fucking say things are in harmony? It's in harmony. Where was the word? Unity. For Hierophant. Holy shit. It's pouring down. Okay, whatever is going to happen, I'm taking everything as a sign right now, guys, okay? Wow. God, I don't think y'all can tell. I'm afraid to fuck this up, guys. There's nothing trying to get in now. I want to show you. I don't think you can see it. Can you? Damn it, guys. Hold on. Can you see out the window? Can you tell? You can't see the rain. You can't see the rain. It's like, sorry, guys. You can't see it. Fuck. Anywho. So, I told you here. It's in harmony with you. Bitch, we've got the Lover's card. In the Kipper deck, it literally says, a lot of it's all about romance and stuff like that. It's also about anything that's in harmony That was the word in the book, harmony. Okay? This is the him and han. But this is also like a commitment, because usually the courthouse represents the negotiations, right? The back and forth, the mediation of something, right? But it's also like a commitment. These are like documents and contracts and things like that coming in. And it even in the book says official things, right? So whatever this is, and I'm going to clarify this specifically because the courthouse card is big to me. It is something big. It can be you weighing things up. We got 6-6 on the thing, but it's something that's in harmony with you. Now, I do want to say, you may, again, we have the concern card and we've got the mature woman. She's made a debut a couple of times in some readings. This could be family or someone external to you. I do feel for some that may be what it is. However, I feel like this is also you. Because I've said, whoever is here is obviously in their feminine energy. Whoever this is for is meant to be in their feminine energy. And the cards tell you to use your wisdom. Mature woman is all about her wisdom. She's kind of like the Queen of Pentacles type of energy, in my opinion. And here you are, really concerned about this. So something in what is presenting, there's something here in this him and han that you're doing, but also something here in whatever's being presented. Because this is the fucking energy that's bringing this shit in. This is what it's bringing in. And they're saying whatever that is in harmony. So this is the one that we want to clarify. We don't fucking know more about this shit. I mean, we get that it's not looking exactly the way that you thought. It's like simultaneously exciting but scary, and maybe because you thought it was something that you may have like thought you had to run from, like you've had experience with it before, and the experience that you've had with it before, it wasn't exactly what you thought. You didn't like it, but for some of you, it's going to look a lot like something from the past. And for others, it's just going to be such a big leap that you're like, I thought I had all these other steps. Almost like I'm ready for it now, but, I'm ready for the next step to prepare me for it. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, so there's this sense of, let's find out what this is. I want the Hermetic Tarot. I've been biting at the chomp to use this deck, and they keep sending me other freaking decks. For those that don't know, I'm over on TikTok. I can go live now on TikTok, so that's where I'm going to put some focus. But over there, it's probably going to run a little bit different than it is here. So if you want to follow me on there so that you can catch me whenever I do, then by all means, get on the app and follow me. It's weird and woo, same shit. All right, I want to know about this courthouse. Ooh, it's Thundering Baby. The weird alien bug is suddenly gone. The storm got it to move. Why? I want more of a okay. I think the level of commitment this is going to require actually scares you more than anything else. I think you might use the excuse that it kind of reminds you of something from before, and you thought I would have to do this. Yeah, it's maybe it's because you're like, I don't want to commit to something that I thought I was. For some of you, it's I don't want to commit to something I thought I was getting away from. Let's use a scenario, the love scenario, where you're like, the hookup wants a relationship, and you're like, yeah, I've done that before. That shit didn't work. So no hookups, I'm not going to take this seriously, and I'm not going to give them a chance. And I'm just, because we need to take this slow and become friends first and all kinds of stuff. I'm taking shit slow, motherfuckers. I've taken shit real slow. It still wasn't for me because people weren't in integrity. So voila, right? Doesn't mean anything. God, it's coming down. But I gotta say, whatever this is, guys, takes you... That's confirmation. Whatever this is gonna take you out of whatever storm you're in. Or whatever storm is approaching. It's your escape route. I feel like I'm summarizing all the other reads that I've done for like all of July. I remember all of these. This is your way out. Do you really want to go back out into the storm? What the fuck? I literally just think that you are so afraid. The fear factor is, what if it doesn't work out? Like, what if I'm hurt? Because it excites you so much, whatever this is, that if it doesn't work out, it's like I couldn't be either one, crushed emotionally again like I was before, or two, I can't feel like a failure again. You really fucking think you're that fucking fragile? We literally have strength and wisdom that came out. We have the Star card, which you've been led here. But also it talks about healing. And then we have the Four of Cups. Again, second time, Four of Cups. Remember, Four of Cups is looking at what's in front of you, right? And it might have been great up to this point, but that shit's not fulfilling now. Like, you're seeing what is in front of you. Like, your current existence is not where you're meant to be. It's not what you're meant to indulge in. If you're super, super fucking single, guess what, bitch? Buckle up, okay? You ain't meant to stay in that fucking energy for long. You're not meant to be in hermit mode forever. You're not meant to be working for shitty ass wages and being miserable for the rest of your fucking... You're not meant to do that. You're not meant to. Not fucking meant to, guys. And you've been begging and wanting and asking and aligning with and preparing yourself spiritually, emotionally, mentally for whatever it is that you've been desiring. And you, in the preparation phase, you've kind of built yourself up that it's going to be a little bit like this. And you know, we all have that plan A, plan B, plan blah, 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 that kind of thing, right? We've got all those things that tell us, you know, so if it doesn't work out like this, I'm going to do it like this. And if this doesn't work out, I'm going to do it like this. You know, Virgo energy is what that is. That is, bitch. I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, and G plans in the fucking works. So I got to, you know what I mean? And this bitch shows up and none of the backup plans. And for some of you, you have been down your backup fucking plans. You did A, it didn't work. B, C, D, E, F, G. What the fuck, Spirit? Here you are, 3 cups in front of you, and Spirit's like, what about this one? And you're like, bitch, you didn't try those 3 cups. You tried that shit that's in front of you. You tried all those other plans. You tried all of that shit. Like, I feel like you felt like, for some of you, oh, if I'm really indulging in work, then I won't notice that I will fill my life full of activities with these people, and I'll fill my life full of these things, and da-da-da-da. And, like, you're just literally, you know, and none of it's working anymore. It's not fucking working anymore, okay? So you're like, you're having to come to the conclusion. You're having to admit to yourself, okay, maybe I really do want a companion. Maybe I do want a companionship. Maybe I do want, I want a team behind me. I want, you know, just sometimes, just like once in a while, Spirit, that'd be great. Okay. Maybe I would like to have after 2 years. Is my drought, like, okay. Maybe I don't want to be in a drought anymore. Maybe I don't want, you know, like, you're having to come to these, like, you're just like, fuck. And all the things that would have worked, 3 of Cups, right? All those things that was great for a while, bitch, ain't anymore. 4 of Cups. And now Spirit got to come in and go, about this one. And so you've been wondering why you were stagnant and everything else like that, because you thought you found a workaround. That's why. You thought you found a workaround in your whatever this is. And it's like, I'm going to wait until you're really, really ready for what I can bring into you. I bet that pissed some of you off, right? And you're spinning your wheels. Option A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This Virgo energy of having 20 million fucking plans and not one of them, not one worked out, right? 4 cups. And then Strength card again. And somehow you're afraid. Somehow you're at this place. Can we have a fucking conversation here? You're afraid of fucking what? I'd be more afraid of staying in this shit show of whatever you've been in and you want out of now. You want another 3 years of hermit mode? Do you want another 3 years of stagnation? Do you want another round of trying everything and nothing working out? Do you want another 5 years at that fucking job? Seriously? Is that what you want? I almost dare to say this shit is going to be better than what you were thinking. Like you thought you were thinking big and grand. And you're not. You thought you was doing big and grand. You're like, you thought that idea in your head and that goal you were going for was like improvement. It was a new cycle. And it's like, you were studying for a grade 5 level test, but you're capable of doing grade 8 level content. And so when you show up thinking that you're going to do a grade 5 level test and they'll lay a motherfucking grade 8 level test in front of you, you're like, what in the actual holy shit? Knowing damn good and well you have felt held back by having to do what everybody else has been doing, what you've always been doing, knowing you could do more, knowing you wanted different. And as soon as it comes in, that's what it feels like. I feel like this is the kind of surprise. Whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's a scenario, whether it's a move, whether it's a whatever the fuck, many things that we've had. So, like, we need to have a conversation. I think that today's conversation is about all the myriad of ways this shit could have played out. Because I've given you a fucking million examples. Okay? That's what this whole read has been about. It's recapping all the, shit that we've gone through and said, and then saying, hey, guess what? It's almost as if you're like, yeah, it resonates, but like how? Like, I don't understand. This is, and they're like, okay, let's break this down. It's not that fucking hard. Like, you're going to have something that's going to come in better than what you thought. You're going to think that, it's not for you. You kind of felt like you were going to have to step your way up, and then suddenly, wham, something is set on your lap where you're going, this isn't what I thought. This isn't what I was planning for. This isn't, it kind of what it is, and it's badass, and I want it, but fuck me, I don't know. I don't know. It's almost as if you've been sitting for so long. Some of you are pissed because you've tried everything and nothing worked, and you feel like you spin your wheels, and you feel slightly manipulated by spirit. Some of you are fearful because it resembles something of the past that you kind of said, okay, that's obviously not for me. And because it somewhat resembles something you've done before, or someone you've been before, or old patterns, you're like, oh. But you gotta remember, there's a positive and a negative to everything. Okay? So any one thing is not all positive or all negative. Like, there's duality in everything. That's where discernment comes in, baby. That's where discernment comes in. So they're letting you know that this is actually very much in alignment with you, whether you want to question that or not. It is coming in. The only choice you get in this matter is to make a decision. You can weigh up all the facts. You can weigh up all the but Spirit's letting you know ahead of time before it pops in that this is in harmony with you. This is actually in alignment. It is so much more than what you thought. Yes, it's exciting, and yes, it's fearful all at once. But the point is to not fucking hesitate. We got the Two of Wands with the Knight of Cups. When this proposition comes in, that's very bountiful, brings a lot to fruit, brings a lot of things to fruition. It's like a domino effect. It opens up so much more things. It puts you in the right energy, and more good things, 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 right? It's meant to, this is your pivot point. And it feels like to me, and don't get mad, but for some of you, I feel like it had the potential to come in a little bit sooner, and Spirit held off, which is probably why some of you motherfuckers is pissed. Because they were like, you're still in the energy of somehow you're in control of the external factors, when the only thing you're in control of is you. And so they're watching you go through plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they're like, they're not in their feminine, they're not in their receiving energy. They're in the doing and making and forcing energy. We're going to hold off. Because we know if we let shit boil inside of them. Remember, we've talked about this. This is another fucking grade. I feel like this was... we're summarizing everything. We're going to let you get to the point where you boil so much that you fucking surrender. Because it is going to be so motherfucking exhausting. The internal chaos that will come from this. It's almost as if it becomes too much. And so you'll surrender to your feminine energy, and you'll be open to receiving. Because in this situation, there's not any doing. You're the Queen of Wands. The Emperor, whoever brings it in, that energy is doing the doing. And remember, there's like a rain. I said that at the beginning. I said a windfall, a downpour. It's downpouring. A downpour of just stuff that you get to receive. So here's the thing. You just have to take a step towards your desire. That's exactly what the Two of Wands is. It is taking action. Ace of Wands, your desire, what you want, you know, the thing that you're motivated for, that project, that this, that whatever, that new thing that gets that burning sensation going again. All you got to do is choose to act. Choose to act. Act on it. Say yes. Can you hear it? Do you hear it? That's confirmation. And the other thing, just that you're aware, this Knight of Cups, it's got things in it you can't see. It's got something in it you can't see. So as much of excitement as it gives you and fear it gives you, just wait. Just wait. Okay. Okay, let's put these cards up. Good question. Do y'all want me to check in and see how the I can feel some love readings coming down the pike. Can I just hold on? Let me see what this. I don't resonate with the message, but one thing that always confuses me is that you'll go into receiving energy and flow, and Spirit says you need to take action and make plans. A couple of things on that, Kelsey. Let's have a conversation about that. Let's tip onto that. First off, the discernment is knowing when and where to be in your masculine or feminine energy. Second of all, unity. When we talk about coming into unity, it's about the flow between your masculine and your feminine in such a manner that you move between the two until it's almost unrecognizable. Like you fluidly move between the two seamlessly to the point where you almost feel like you are acting in both your masculine and feminine simultaneously a lot of times. That there's no resistance in the flow between the two. Sometimes the pace at which we dip in and out of those is very consistent and melodic, and other times it's fast like a spinning coin. You know, I've talked about this before. Let's find a quarter. You know, I have $1 somewhere, but let's have a conversation really quick. Well, we're just going to use a tiny coin. Okay, so polarity is when all I see is this. There you go. Can you see it? All I see is this side. Now, this coin has multiple sides. It has a lot to it. But all I see at this point in time is this and this right here. Duality is when the coin is sitting up. I can't do it with the nickel. Nickel's so fucking tiny. But, you know, when a coin is sitting up like this, you suddenly realize there's two sides to it. And then all this little stuff in between, right? That's when you realize the positive and negative, the masculine and the feminine. When you experience, understand, and heal the polarizing aspects of anything, right? The etheric, the 3D, the here and now. Right? My soul and my human aspects. The yin, the yang. All right? And so unity is when you take that and you spin, you know what I mean? Which also I'm not very good at doing a nickel because it's so tiny. I get big fat fingers. But if I had a bigger coin, if you spin it, it spins in such a way that it looks like a globe. You can't tell which side you're looking at. They all work in harmony, in tandem, right? Okay. So for your question of, or your statement in regards to, well, as soon as I get into my feminine, I feel like I'm supposed to move to my masculine. Or, Spirit says do this. Sometimes it's that way, guys. Sometimes if we wonder, why is it taking so long? Oh my God, why is it? Because if you would just stop and receive, which is the point of fucking meditation, of exercise, of all kinds of, today it's lemon water. Because Spirit said, I've had way too much coffee for today. So, my body said that too. Just gonna, it wasn't just Spirit, but anywho. So yeah, the whole point is that the lack of obstruction, obstruction of things getting in the way of you moving between those freely. We get really stubborn sometimes. I don't want to be in my masculine energy. Or I don't want to be in my feminine energy. I want to I'm going to make this happen. And then after we spin our fucking wheels because we've been, like going and going, and we're like, fuck it. I'm ready to be in my feminine. And it's like, well, like spirit, you had you sat and rested and been in the creative, nurturing energy and, taking the time to do the self-care, then you'd be ready to act when it's time to act. It's that resistance of flow between all of those things. So you're probably in that process of still discovering, working through, unpacking, and understanding the duality, right? Sometimes we have difficulty moving between. Sometimes we go through phases where we're really etheric, and that transition into getting into the nitty gritty of the here and now, especially for people who like to channel and things like that. We feel more comfortable up here, right? We don't feel so comfortable in the thick of humaning and things like that, right? Thank you, Manishka. You're a badass. Just letting you know. So, but when we start to move fluidly between those, that is what unity is. And so, there's no amount of time. It may have taken us a long fucking time to sit the fuck down and allow ourselves to surrender to the flow. Didn't mean that Spirit was like, oh, you're going to spend months there. No. It just took us months to get there because fuck, we wanted to fight it every step of the fucking way, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay? We get to take personal accountability for that, right? Yeah. Okay? So, and then there's times in your life where you're going to be in your masculine energy and you're going to be go, 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 go. You think, you know what I'm saying? And so being in that masculine energy is like, sometimes we feel like we've been in the feminine too long. We just want to get stuff done and we just want to da-da-da. And, and it's like, and we just really have to, it's really about being honest with yourself and being open. And I think that's also about surrender too. It's surrendering to what you are aligned with at that time, rather than allowing your ego and your mind to construct a vision of what exactly, when, where, how, blah, 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 blah. It is following that instinct, that intuition, that gut of when to act, when not to act. What is your what is your soul and your body telling you need at this time? Where is it leading you? And trusting that. Allowing your human and your soul to work in tandem. You can literally be in a receiving mode and still do your day-to-day activity. It doesn't mean you go sit your fucking ass down on the damn couch. The biggest thing that gets me into receptivity is being in a childlike energy. When I'm talking about childlike, it can sometimes come across juvenile. I don't give a shit. Okay? But I like to have fun with anything. So if I'm being silly, goofy, weird, authentically me, and like just allowing myself, no matter what I'm doing, to be in that kind of energy, then guess what? I am so much more open to anything that's going to come my way. And when I'm open, I'm also more discerning. Okay? And so it's like you're thinking like, okay, like now you're pissed because I finally got into the flow. Well, you probably stopped and slowed down long enough to be able to act now. Or sometimes you're going to have to ask yourself, is it really my intuition guiding me to act now? Or is it my ego who's like, I'm so sick, I'm done. 20 minutes, been here long enough, time to act again. You know what I mean? Because that might be the process of you deprogramming from what you've been taught, that the way that we have to operate, right? In society. We're not taught to believe that we know what we need in the moment and what's right and true for us in the moment, and that we are the expert of our situation. We're always taught that there's something else, some other construct, some other framework, some other structure in life that we need to operate by in order to be successful, that it knows better than we do. So sometimes it's really just a lack of trust. And sometimes the lack of trust that we have for spirit is really a lack of trust in ourselves. To know and have the discernment that, is this my intuition? Am I being really led by this? Is this something that's, is this because of something that I've experienced before? Am I, we really don't trust ourselves. And it goes back to the healing process too, right? It's always so magically easier to get over and heal from other people, but forgiving ourselves for the role that we played in anything, when we finally come to realize what role we did play and where we did hand our fucking power over. That shit's fucking hard. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit on this idea of, well, as soon as I got here, because, bitch, I know I've fucking been there. But I also get to admit the part that I play in that. The part that I play in that whole scenario of feeling yanked. And it's not a yank, honey, because you're supposed to be moving fluidly between all of those varying aspects anyways. That's unity. And that's what true surrender looks like. Surrender isn't just sitting on the couch. Surrender isn't just not doing. Surrendering can be surrendering to your masculine. Surrendering is the acceptance and allowing of things. And being in the flow isn't just necessarily a feminine thing. I hear a lot of people talk about, the feminine aspect or the feminine energy that we have is really about being in the flow. But let's really talk about what flow looks like. Like, flow is not just bending with the events that occur outside of us. It's bending with the energies within us that direct us. You know what I'm saying? And it is sometimes I feel like people will say there's, there's you need to do work on your masculine when you're out of flow. But really, what I see is when we want to stay in flow, it's usually just one, how do I put this? When we want to stay stuck in one, it's usually that energy's distrust of the other. Does that make sense? So there may be something along the path where we felt like either being in that energy betrayed us, or we experienced some kind of discomfort or trauma, or something to that effect. And so if you're feminine, if you're not in the flow, right, there's a distrust of what are you not willing to flow towards, what energy, what spectrum, what area on the spectrum are you not willing to surrender to. That's probably a good indicator of where there might be some shadow work to be done, or some healing, right? Or sometimes just balancing. I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes it's not that we've got something to heal, it's just that sometimes my fucking human is like, I'm bored of this shit. I'm gonna do something else, and I'm gonna da-da-da-da-da. And so, yeah, right? And so I would look at that is what I would suggest. If there is a resistance to fluidly moving between the two, when do I get stuck? What energy do I get stuck in? What aspect of the self am I stuck with? And explore that a little bit. Play with it. Explore it. Try to figure that one out. Does that make sense? I hope so. Anywho. This cycle of coffee and tarot is, I feel like, varying collectives move through timelines at different paces and are in different places on their timeline and things like that, right? So there's something very You're going to see some people. Well, I don't know if you'll visibly see this or not. But the pattern that I bet you're going to see in the readings will be following. There'll be some readings that will move forward, like people have opted in and accepted this next new phase, this pivot that they're going through, and other people will not, and they will be back into some of the old patterns and things, almost like going back around the wheel again. I keep getting from Spirit that this, whatever this is really meant to happen more imminently. I am still getting like August. And yes, there may be some people, it'll be like the end of August. You know, that kind of thing where you're like, you're convinced it's not going to happen. And then you're almost like, Spirit, why you got to be an ass? Because it comes in at the last fucking minute. You're like, you know what I mean? It feels a little bit like that for some people. So I gather to say that they're giving me some sense that maybe any readings that we have this month will be talking about the details and the aspects when this happens, or as we wait for it to happen. Because I've only had a few readings where this didn't, like, things didn't seem to play into one another, right? Even when one reading there's always like one or two aspects that play into the other readings. So I think that we might be getting more reading, like, in the same area of theme as the readings that have been going on, but maybe more detail oriented about the aspects as it's playing out. Generally speaking, if something is meant to come in for you, and if this reading was for you, they've said this is coming. It's coming. Like, it's going to happen. Now, anybody who gets caught up in their Eight of Swords, their brain, their, the whole, it doesn't exactly look like what I think it's, I don't know about you all, but if I get caught in my fucking head a little too much and my ego's going to town and my brain is coming up with whatevers and I'm overanalyzing something, all emotion tends to go away, right? So I don't really have anything else to gauge by. If I allow myself to get too much up here, I don't really have anything else coming through to help me. It's okay, Kelsey. It just means that these are messages that were meant, like, we don't have to stay exactly the same, okay? It's okay. Like, I just think there's a shift that's happening right now, and it's impacting a large enough amount of people that within the people that resonate with me, that we're having to really focus on this. I gotta be honest with you. That doesn't mean, and sometimes that can be, sometimes I take that and it shifts for me. I'm going on to ADD, sorry. Guys, I don't always resonate with tarot readers and their readings consistently. I can know they're a fucking good tarot reader, right? And it almost like shifts for me. I probably got like a good little list of people I just love to listen to. And it's like during this phase, these two seem to have a message or two for me. And I'm like, shit. And then, like, it might go on. And sometimes, like, I will get something where, and this is when I have time, but, it's like messages will repeat in different readings, right? And so I'm like really, resonating with some of the readings with this particular reader, and then like 2 months later, nothing. Like, that ain't me. I might still listen to a reading while I'm cleaning the house and stuff like that because, you know, it's something to listen to, and I love the way that they read, but it is, you know, and so all of a sudden 2 months later, this reader is just like, and it's like there's a series of, you know what I mean? I don't stay with one reader. They can be badass and awesome and really good, and but it ain't for me. But it comes back around. Does that make sense? And so, but I feel like, because I gotta be honest, as a reader, even I'm like, can we get some other shit here? And I think that some of those readings are for some people who are not in the collective where where a bunch of those readings are shared. Does that make sense? Because it's almost like some people, it's almost like there's a little bit of truth in every single read that I've done over the summer. And they're like, okay. And it's almost like a story unfolding. And other people, there's one reading. Like I could tell in some of the readings, I was like, okay, this feels very broad. And some of them felt very, you know what I mean? And I would have like a hint of the last read in this one and that kind of thing. But they weren't all just meant for this one collective. Like Spirit will apply it where it's necessary. The one yesterday, I had somebody comment, or on Thursday, where the father just kept coming through. Like I'm like, still the father that's passed. I can't, they wouldn't let me fucking not say it. And I'm so glad that the person commented on the video because they were like, oh my God, like from the money is all you need at this point. Like they're not somebody that was a part of this collective all along. They've not been listening all along. They just happened to come across that reading, right? So don't get caught up on if it's not. Now, Kelsey, I went on a tangent. I don't remember what I was saying before. What was I talking about, y'all? Come on. I can't get this. Okay, there it is. Okay, what if, I was talking about what if something is imminent but it still doesn't show up in our lives? Two things. Always be careful to not overindulge yourself. Sometimes we can get to a place where like we feel something and we know that something's meant to happen or something's changing, something's shifting. We can feel it and sense it. However, we can't see it, so we seek out information consistently from varying different sources, and then we just get, you know, like our parts of us want to attach to, like, oh, there was 3 things in that sounds so, that's got to be for me, and then we can go over to, you know what I mean? I would be careful of that. I don't know how many people you're listening to or how many readers, but at some point, you know, our ego loves to assign a story because we don't like to be in the dark. The ego has no way to protect us if it's completely in the dark. So it needs a story assigned to whatever we're feeling, okay? And so sometimes we will align ourselves with readings that aren't really for us, or we're meant to take 1 or 2 things from it. You know, like there's times where I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense, that, but this does, right? That can be a piece. So I don't know if you're getting a bunch of general readings and feeling like you're aligned to it. Any personal readings, there are times because of the 8 of Swords, and this is what I was saying, when you're in the 8 of Swords energy, you may miss that feeling of connection to something as it's happening because you're so in your head. And I think that's why they want you to balance out, to not get stuck in your head, to not overanalyze something. That's why they're trying to coach you through it. But that doesn't mean that if we're heading down a timeline and we're in alignment with something and it's far enough away, Spirit can coach us, like, it's coming towards you, it's coming towards you. They can coach us, right? They can give us guidance and things like that on, like, you know, how to navigate it and to watch for this and make sure your energy is this and da-da-da-da. And at some point we can just deviate And so it's almost like things have to take a different path to come back together again. And so if there's something that has felt like it's happened to me in my life where something was supposed to come in and I could sense it, right? And the best thing you can do is exactly what you said, keep doing you. Because you got to always remember, you're not usually the only energy involved in situations and scenarios, right? Unless we're talking about an inner shift. And so when something is coming down our timeline and they deviate in any way, and I think we've seen how easy it is for us to backslide, right? We can work through something and it's like one little thing chips us up and we get stuck in here. Suddenly our ability to connect with all the other factors of ourselves, that's why you'll hear spiritual people tell you, get out of the head and drop into your body. Drop into your body. You need to feel and you need to ask for sensations. The body itself will give you sensations and the emotions as well. Okay? So you can't always I would suggest continuing to do what you said that you do, okay? Which is doing exactly what you're doing. Things can be meant for us, right? And I think that some other tarot readers talk about this, the difference between something that is fated and destined. Destiny is something that is meant for you, that is like almost like written prior to arriving, right? Like this is really something that's destined for you. Fated is something that's fated for you is only fated for you based on your actions, choices, and decisions and steps that you've taken on your path. Right? Like a fated encounter. Well, what you've chosen to do up to this point led to this. A lot of times, destiny and fate are overlapped, but there are plenty of times where they are not, because we choose things, situations, paths, and energies that don't align it, right? Then we get frustrated because spirit can say, oh, it's still something that can happen, right? It's still, it's not a no. It's not a no. But at what point do we keep, I don't think spirit is saying we should bank on that or align everything that we do in our life for the sake of that thing coming in, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So you have to be really careful. A true seer a seer is basically somebody that can see the timelines as they're playing out based upon current energies, right? And so sometimes, like today, you can be so far along on a particular trajectory that so many events have been put into play that there's no stopping what's coming towards you, right? That's when we can predict events. That's when you have people that can say this is going to happen. There's a high probability X, Y, and Z will happen to you tomorrow. Does that make sense? And so but a seer can also tell you, like when we get into conversations and readings about partners and businesses, and there's so many factors that are in play, it's like spirit can coach you on you, but that other shit, sometimes I will tell people, I'm like this is something that's going on with this person, or this is what's happening with that, and that can impact this situation, and this company might be dealing with this, and so blah blah blah. Sometimes you'll hear details you think don't even fucking matter. So and so is waiting on something and they're not actually handing something over to so and so. Like I will say somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing over here, and so there's a delay on their end, and blah 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 blah, right? But it's still going to be an offer that comes in, and because it's already been so. It's like, so I can give you all of those things, right? I can give you all of the current trajectories that are before you. Sometimes you could have like 5 timelines in front of you, and I'm gonna and so at that point, Spirit's gonna give me the best information to give you to help you understand what's most in alignment with you at that particular time, right? But much like a lot of people, when we, like the reading I just did, we've been in this fucking waiting period, this holding space for so long that it's like, some of us are like, fuck it, I'm done. And you have to choose what's right for you at that point, right? Like, you're like, it's no longer I'm done. I'm gonna change course. And whatever, you might even miss. You may be so out of the energy of being receptive to whatever this is that when it presents itself, it doesn't even look like a real offer, a real proposition. You blow it the fuck off, right? But it still came in. Just because you don't recognize it and you don't see it doesn't mean. So, and I know I'm talking very general because I'm trying to help answer your question, but help other people understand how this works. Because ultimately, the point of tarot isn't to tell you what's going to happen and for you to follow exactly as we said it, right? No, the point of all of this shit is to break you out of that fucking matrix. Because that's life as it is right fucking now. Being the robot and doing things as you are told, exactly the way that as it's acceptable and blah, 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 blah. No, we're being authentic here. And we are relearning in this new age of Aquarius how to be in the fucking driver's seat. We're no longer codependent on society. We're no longer codependent on other people. We're no longer codependent on spirit to tell us what's going to happen, right? Even though sometimes it would be really nice to just fucking tell me what to do. So when I come, or anybody, and I'm going to say this for any tarot reader, and they give you information, that's for you to use. We accept no responsibility for your decisions, right? But also, like, when things come in and we're giving you the potentialities, as much as you can deviate from something, so can they. The Eight of Swords is an energy that can literally stop you. And it's usually the warning card. It's before the Nine of Swords, okay? When you get up in your fucking head and you start believing some of the bullshit that you're thinking, and you start buying into some of those illusions, the paralysis comes in the Nine of Swords. You stay in that Nine of Swords energy long enough, you get crispy burnt done like the Ten of Swords. And that's when surrender happens, and that's when it all starts over again. You surrender to the new course, the new truth, the new path, the Ace of Swords, right? Whatever it is. But for your scenario, I'm going to go back to what you said because I know you put another one on there. Yeah, like, so like you said, but it's like, I get no exposure to the opportunity. If you deviated, if they deviated, and sometimes we think that as something is taking its course towards us, that we're not allowed to change our activities and what we do and things like that. And that's the reason why you're going to hear people saying, what is meant for you will never pass you by, kind of a thing. Even though I don't buy into that in totality. That's not usually something I've never actually said that, but it's one of those things where it's like, it may not happen in the time frame that you want. It may not happen exactly the way that you want, right? But if we feel like I don't know about you all, but I've been through this where I felt like I've missed something before. And so I start trying to analyze how I need to move so I don't miss it again. And all of a sudden, I stop living my life. Because I kind of get preoccupied with that. And then sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, I just wish you wouldn't have told me it was coming. I wish I didn't sense it coming. I wish I didn't know it was coming. And a lot of times it's like, well, but we were giving you a heads up so that you could be aware and be prepared. Because how many times do you bitch? Spirit, you could have told me this is coming. Because it's not so much, it's not ever necessary, it's not usually what we do, right? It's just making sure that our energies are aligned with it still. And that's usually when Spirit comes through and says, hey, by the way, this is coming. So, and I know you've been getting frustrated. Just want to make sure that you are still in alignment with it, okay? But then we're pissed because it's not right now. And then we're pissed because they told us. But if they didn't tell us, then all fucking, you know. Oh, we're not doing personal readings today, Amber. This was a general reading. And now I'm kind of going over, like, people have questions, and so I'm kind of breaking things down for them. So that's what we're doing. Anywho. So, whatever. That's all that. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense for everybody that's here? Yeah, I don't know. Some people are bored in life. I mean, if they're in here trolling on a Saturday, obviously they ain't got shit to do. So. Okay. And the only real way to feel comfortable in all of what I just explained is to just do. To continue to exist like that. And it can become frustrating. But it's only frustrating because we weren't really taught to do this growing up. And so we're working on that path to getting it to where it becomes second nature. Just a part of how we operate in life. It feels so natural to us, right? It's encoded at like a DNA cellular level. And so it's almost like breathing. It's automatic to first check in with ourselves and follow that flow and things like that, right? And there's a lot of other things out there that can help you. So yeah. And it's funny because I've had where people have said, I feel like I'm aligned to this, and then all of a sudden think that I'm not, and it's not for me. And sometimes people will get frustrated, like feeling or thinking that, I don't know if you've seen these people, they'll get on there and on other reads and they're just like, that's not even true, because this and this happened. And you said this last time, and it's like, look, motherfucker, just because it wasn't for you, there was plenty of other people that it was. We need to be careful of what we attach ourselves to, right? And I hold anybody that comes to my readings as responsible for that. You know, because my attempt is never to disempower somebody. The whole point of the way that I read is to get you to step back into your divinity, for you to recognize that you do have power, and for you to stand in your power, for you to stand in your truth, for you to operate from that. Not from what I tell you, not from what Spirit tells you. It's never about Spirit being in control. And up to this point, you know what I mean? We've wanted someone else to take control. We've wanted someone else to tell us how to do this because that's what we've been conditioned for our entire life. Shit's changing, though, on a grand scale. And so people are healing who didn't know they could heal, who didn't ever have examples of healing. They're having to navigate this shit on their own. You know, that's why we talk about generational curse breakers and, you know, cleansing the bloodlines. And it's like dealing with shit that for centuries people didn't. You know, and creating these labels and words like matrix and everything is like to help describe what's been going on and the evolution that's happening right now. But if I get into a reading, there are times where I'm very adamant. I'm like, this and this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Da, 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 da. Because I can only read from that point in time. Right? After that reading's out there, and you're like, that aligns, if shit changes, which it can, we don't know how to stand solidly within ourselves just yet, as a whole, as humanity. That's why it's important not to judge. It's important not to shame or guilt yourself. There's no perfection in being human. And it is an evolution, not a graduation. Like, we will evolve into, and healing, I keep telling people this, healing is learning the process of living. That's really what it is. Healing is nothing more than learning how to live. It's what we should have been doing all along. Healing doesn't mean that we are suddenly immune to shit happening or being confused, or suddenly now we have utter clarity and everything's going to go. That's not what it means. It means it is a process. We are learning how we should have been approaching this human existence all along. 141. That number. 1s, 4s, 1s, and 2s, and a couple other numbers have been fucking haunting me lately. So, anywho, that's enough for today. I just saw 14114. I swear to you, I don't know, man. Anyways, guys, okay, I'm gonna hop off of here. I hope that helped to explain some things. I hope that helps to release you a little bit from feeling like this reading has to be for me, or this actually has to happen, and what's going wrong. Nothing's wrong. Yeah. But can I also say, Aries, that you are not alone in that. You are not alone. That I'm sick and tired, I'm tapping into that collective as well. I'm feeling that. But I think that's intentional. I gotta be honest with you. Which, to me, my human wants to be like, you know what I mean? Like, feels like games that humans would play. And I expect more from spirit, but, you know, that might just be me attaching a feeling to something. Anywho, but yeah, there's a lot of people that are just, they're fed up. And sometimes in that fed up, we get rid of every little morsel that would hold us back. All right, guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok in case you want more content or want to see me go live over there. Okay? Mwah! Love you guys. Have a great day.